As as you heard from Winding Usually, my name is Buck McMurray, and it was a surprise to me on the Dubai trip that I was named the new president of the Americas. And I've got to say that that's a heavy load. It is. It feels very, very heavy being put in a position like this, especially with a company and a brand that's been around 40 years. And as I had an opportunity to talk with my wife as we were coming back from Dubai, and as we've kind of been reminiscing and thinking about Nu Skin, the funny thing is that I had never even told anyone is that when I was, I believe, 8 or 10 years old, my soccer team, I grew up in Orem. That's the city that's right next to Provo. My soccer team was actually sponsored by Nu Skin. All of our bags, all of our jerseys, our shorts, everything was Nu Skin logoed. And I grew up literally with Nu Skin all around me. Like my dad, he had a business that was only about a block away from the company. And I spent every day in the summer working in his shop right down the street from Nu Skin, seeing the building basically be built before my eyes, seeing it at the university that I went to, seeing it all around Utah, knowing people that had worked there, family and friends that had been part of building the foundation of this company. And I was so grateful to have this opportunity to step in and be the president of this company because it means so much, not only to me and my family, but it means so much to our community. Nu Skin is really part of Utah. And as you guys, I would be willing to bet you that are here tonight on this call, it's part of you, it's part of your family, been part of your lives for potentially decades. And I'm so grateful and honored to be serving you. Now, let me tell you, I want to give you a little recap of what we talked about in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, because in my perspective, this was a really transcendent and transitional phase for the company. There was a lot that happened here, both emotionally and with building trust and relationships with those leaders that were on this trip. I'm going to start by sharing a story about this gentleman right here. His name is Sheikh Mohammed. And if you guys have ever looked at the history of Dubai, it was basically founded in roughly 1960, 1970. So 1968, it passed from English hands over to the Emirates hands, and they were standing here in the middle of this desert. Nothing was there, and Sheikh Mohammed, over time, it was originally passed to his father, and as he grew up here in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, basically gained control and is the father of Dubai. And he had this vision. Now think of this: it's a desert. There's just sand. There's nothing, no buildings, nothing in the middle of this desert. And they have this vision for one day what it can become. And he sees it as being this center for peace, center for trade, center for technology, center for learning. And this was when there was nothing there but sand. And I want you guys to understand, I went there 10 years ago. I was in Dubai 10 years ago. I was working for another company. I went to the top of the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. And when I went up there, I took a picture of down below what it all looked like. And I went to nearly the same spot this past month and took the same picture. And this is what I saw. Right below, you can see this is a picture of the mall. And you can see there's the mall. It has kind of that wavy top. And right behind it, when I took the original picture, there was one tall building back there. That's it. And if you look to the right, this is the after 10 years, all of the building and construction that is just on this one side of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Now, if you went and looked at the other side, it is the same exact type of development. They said that, in fact, 60% of all of the heavy industry equipment for building buildings over the last couple of decades has all been in Dubai full-time building buildings. That's how they've been investing there, to make it the center of the Middle East, or the center of the globe. In fact, if you've been keeping up to date, Dubai has purchased, so they created a competitor to the GPA Tour called the Live Tour. And they're going to be pulling in golf enthusiasts. In fact, they paid some of the best golfers across the globe $1 billion to join their tour over the PGA. F1 racing. Now, Dubai is a hub for F1 racing. If you saw the World Cup, it was right here at the most recent World Cup. They're pulling in eyeballs. They're pulling in people because they've been able to create this city literally out of the dust of the desert. Now, I want you guys to think about that. That's the power of vision. That's the power of seeing what is possible. That's the power of being consistent with what you see as your vision of what you can create. And they've done that in Dubai, and they're not done yet. Now, it was interesting, as we were there in Dubai, we got hit with the biggest storm that they've ever had throughout the Middle East. And in fact, it dropped more rain in, I believe, an hour than they normally get in an entire year. And I'm going to play for you this quick video. This is one of our affiliates walking out of their room on the third floor, mind you, and what they saw. This is the third floor, the hallway. That was the type of water that was flowing through the hotel. Dubai is not built for this type of water. They're not built for the drainage in the streets. And it's interesting. I looked at this as such a sign of success, an auspicious sign for us, because what we had done is gathered all of the rainmakers, all of the top sales individuals and leaders from all across the globe, and we brought them here to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And lo and behold, we made rain, the biggest rainstorm that they had ever had. Their streets couldn't handle the water. In fact, as we drove from Abu Dhabi to Dubai the next day, we were driving through 2 feet of water to get there. A normal ride that would normally take about an hour, it took us 2.5, 3. Some buses, it took them even 4 hours to make that trek. But to me, this was an incredible sign of what's to come. We had our leaders, a big group of leaders, both young, both old, people that have been around for a long time, people that have been around for a short amount of time, that were in this room with Ryan, with Justin, with Steve, with Chase, talking about the vision and the future. And outside of that room, unbeknownst to everybody that was there, chaos was ensuing with weather. They had no idea. They were focused on the vision of what was coming with Nu Skin and where we were going and how we were going to get there. Now, I want to share with you a couple of thoughts from what came out of the event. This is a picture that Ryan actually took. He took this. This is in Utah. This is the Wasatch the Wasatch Mountains. But if you guys recall, it was just a few short months ago, right before the investor call, they made the decision that they were going to be pulling the dividend. And if you guys have ever looked in stocks and investing, dividends are normally paid out to what they call blue chip stocks. These are huge companies that just have consistent rolling revenue and profits, and they pay out incredibly huge dividends. And Nu Skin for the past 20 years has been put on a list with some of the best dividend paying companies across the globe. Well, what we decided was we need to take that money and we need to invest it in our business. We don't look at ourselves as a blue chip company. We look at ourselves as a growth company. And growth companies don't pay dividends. They take those profits and they reinvest them in the business. And we realized that this is exactly what we needed to do to be able to get the technology, to be able to get the products, to continue with the research and development, but to also make sure that our leaders know that they're at the crux of everything that we're doing here at Nu Skin. And Ryan, as the CEO, he knew that this was a heavy decision. This was a huge decision, something monumental that hasn't been done at the company. They talked about it, but nobody had the guts to ever do it. And Ryan decided that he was going to do it. And he was feeling pretty heavy after that investor call. And so he decided to go with his friends, do some backcountry skiing to kind of blow off some steam. And while they were there, they were coming down this chute. So they hiked up and they're skiing down the mountain almost to their vehicles. And there's a little bit of a shortcut, the chute. And they saw all of his buddies take this shortcut. And he says, as he went through that to take that shortcut, as he was going through, he made it through the chute. But on the other side, there was a little bit of a gully. And he didn't realize how deep of a gully he was going to have to hit. And instead of like popping up out of it, he hit head first right in the side of the hill. And immediately he heard his neck crunch. He said it sounded like a bag of chips. And he laid there and he thought, I'm paralyzed. This is it. This is it. Like I'm paralyzed. I can't see. I can't talk. I can't move. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make it out. And his buddies had all gone down and left him there. And he was there in the dark, just by himself with his thoughts. And his thoughts started to go in the wrong direction. Well, fortunately, one of his friends hiked back, found him there. And he said that he couldn't see anything. It was all dark. And he knew that his eyes had been like paralyzed or something. And his buddy said, no, he lifted off his helmet. His helmet had slid over his eyes. And when he lifted off his helmet, he could see. And his buddy was like, hey, move your fingers. And he was like, I can't, I'm paralyzed. And he's like, listen, just move your fingers. So he moved his fingers. He had movement. He said, all right, okay, move your legs. And he was like, Joe, I can't move my legs. I can't move my toes. I'm paralyzed. And he's like, just try. And he moved his toes and he realized that he could move his toes. And he's like, okay, you're good. Let's get up. They still had about 2 miles to go to get down to their cars. So they had to go, and Ryan, with his neck broken, just kind of flopping around, they went down, made it down to the cars, drove all the way to the hospital. And yes, he had an x-ray and found out his neck was broken. The interesting thing was, over the next couple of days, Ryan had to stay completely bed rest. He was bedridden for the next couple of days. And he was having these thoughts. He was like, do I just need to get rid of and sell everything, buy a Sprinter van and a surfboard and go start pursuing life? Like, what am I doing? Like, is this it? Is this my existence? That I do is I'm Nu Skin. I've been here 28 years, investing all of my time and energy in this company. Is this it? And he said he was having these existential thoughts because for Ryan, he has to be moving. He has to be constantly engaged, and to sit there and not be able to do anything was incredibly difficult for him. And it started to affect his mental state. And he said he had to come to a resolution in his mind that he wasn't done yet, that he was all in, that this company And what we have to accomplish here is his life's mission. He decided at that moment he was all in. And all in became the rally cry for the entire conference. Everybody there decided that they were all in, that we were going to push forward, that we were going to do what it takes to make Nu Skin successful, to be the integrated beauty and wellness, #1 integrated beauty and wellness company empowered by our affiliate opportunity platform. This is our vision. And we're on the pathway to making that a reality. But we've got to be all in. We've got to be focused on this to make sure that we can get there. Now, Ryan gave this presentation with a neck brace there in Dubai. Still has weeks of healing left. But I want you to understand that every single one of us and those leaders that were there, and if you guys were there on the in those meetings, I want you to in the comments type in what you were feeling as you went through and saw these presentations, because it was incredibly powerful. Now, tonight, I want to give you a little vision of where we're going and who we are as a company, what that future looks like, especially for us in North America. One of the big things that Justin brought up in his presentation was the story he told about Kobe Bryant. There was a gentleman, a reporter, that went to one of Kobe Bryant's basketball camps. And he said that he told a story that he was waking up early in the morning. He woke up at 3 a.m. He wanted to get to the gym at 4 to beat Kobe Bryant at the gym. Well, when he got there, Kobe was already there. He had a sweat going, and he had beat him to the gym. And this gentleman, the reporter, just sat back and watched. He didn't want to interrupt his routine. He didn't want to interrupt his workout, and just watched. And as he watched him, he said he was doing the most fundamental, basic workout that you can ever imagine in basketball. Okay, these are workouts that junior high school students would be engaged in. And here we have one of the best athletes in the world, in history of basketball. He's doing the very fundamentals. So throughout the day, then they go back, they're at the camp. He has an opportunity to interface with Kobe Bryant. He says, Kobe, I have to ask you a question. He's like, what in the world? Why you being so great, we're focused on these very foundational, fundamental exercises that kids in junior high and high school are doing. He said, why do you think I'm the best? It's like, I'm the best because I never get bored with the basics. To me, that was incredibly foundational. And such a good reminder, because we're always looking for, like, what is that next secret thing? What is the thing that's going to set us up, that's going to change our lives, that's going to change our business? But when it comes down to it, it's the basics. And we can never forget that. We can never get bored with that, because success is found in the mundane. Success is found in the ritual, in the consistency. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about me personally. Many of you guys I don't know, I haven't been able to meet personally, but I love art. In fact, growing up, I always said that I was going to be an artist, that I was going to sell my paintings. And even today, like, you'll find me in church when I'm getting a little bit bored drawing, okay? And when I've got time, I'll go and paint. In fact, this painting right here, I went to a workshop with the artist that did this painting. And while we were there at his house doing this workshop, it was all about figure painting, okay? Colors, balance, like all of the major aspects of painting, making sure that you're getting the lines right. It was such an incredible workshop. We all brought a lunch, and during the lunchtime, the break, he was showing us around his house all the different pieces of art that he had. And after looking through his house, he opened up the garage, and the garage had this big set of stairs that went down. And down below, I saw this huge painting. Now, this right here on your screen looks pretty small, but there in person, this painting was actually 7 feet by 10 feet. It was massive. And I looked down, and it basically took my breath away, because I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And the funny thing is, the moment that he opened the garage door, the first thing that I noticed was actually the smell of cat pee. There were so many cats running around down here in this garage. And I was like, how is this possible that this big, beautiful painting is down here with these cats in a garage in the dark? And this painting, this artist, this master looked at me and he said, well, it's not quite there yet. There's this part over here this right here is like off, and I need to do this and that. And to me, all I saw was the beauty. All I felt was the emotion. All I felt was the vision. And he saw all the imperfections and everything. As we look at Nu Skin is a company that's been put together and built over the last 40 years by so many different people, by masters from all across the globe with all different types of business models and focuses and duplication models, and you name it. This is a masterpiece, okay? And the tendency for the artist is to focus and see the little imperfections and the flaws. But when we really back up and we look at this masterpiece, We have to internally as corporate and also with you guys as leaders in the field, we have to see the beauty. We have to see the emotion. We have to see what truly is the valuable parts of this business. Now, there was a fight. If you guys are familiar with UFC, this is Dana White. He's the founder of UFC. There was a fight recently. And in this fight, it was Max Holloway, and the other guy's name was Gaethje, I believe. But it was one of the most incredible sports feats fights in all of sports. I mean, it was an incredibly historic fight in how it went down. It was these two fighters going head to head. You know, they were in the fifth round, I believe, and they only had a few seconds left, maybe 20 seconds. And the fighter, one of them, Max Holloway, points to the middle of the ring. And he's like, let's go. Let's finish this right now. They came together and they just started punching, just trying to see who was going to be the first one to knock down. They were like, we're exhausted. Let's go. Let's finish this right now. And with seconds left in the round, Max Holloway knocks out Gaethje. And the crowd erupts because of how he just ended it and said, let's go. And they were asking Dana White after the fight. They said, man, what did you think of that moment? Dana White said something that was really profound. Dana White said, you know, people always ask me what I do. And to paraphrase him, he said, I sell, and I'm not going to say what he said, but he said, I sell, oh my goodness moments. And the more oh my goodness moments that I can create, the more money that generates for the UFC. And tonight, we had one of the greatest oh my goodness moments of all time. Now, when we look at Nu Skin, when we look at this beautiful work of art, this painting that we have, this is exactly what we do. This is exactly what you do on a regular basis. We create these oh my goodness moments with our customers and with our affiliates. Now, I want you to think about your very first oh my goodness moment that you had with Nu Skin. When was that? What did you experience? Was it with the business? Was it with the product? What did that feel like? And the truth is, as a company, as we stay focused on making sure that we're creating those types of moments for our customers and for our affiliates and for our leaders, that's when we're winning. The more of those that we're creating on a regular basis, that's what generates growth for us as a company. Now, I want to talk with you a little bit about where we're going in the future and what that looks like. Nu Skin is the core. That's who we are. We have what's called an incubator. We call it Rise. This is an incubator for innovation and for pulling in intellectual property and future developments that we can roll out into the Nu Skin core. And we get them as the moment that we see them available so that we can get them in our core, have them incubate so that eventually we can push them live into Nu Skin. Now, there's a couple of brands on here that I wanted to point out. When you look at Wasatch, Elevate, and Casepack, those three are manufacturing companies. And fortunately, we acquired those companies before the pandemic, divinely so, because if we had not acquired those, we would have been in line with all of our manufacturers, with all of our producers, with all the other companies to get our product. But because we own the manufacturing, we could go and negotiate our own rates on raw materials. We could put you at the front of the line and make sure that you got your products. Now on here, there's a couple of other brands that I wanted to explain. Beauty Bio. Beauty Bio is a company that sells skincare devices through normal brick and mortar, okay? And the reason that we went out and bought them is because at Nu Skin, we are the #1 beauty and wellness device company globally, okay? #1. And when we looked at Beauty Bio, they have some of the most amazing technology when it comes to devices. Now, we haven't figured out how and when to start introducing that into the Nu Skin family, but rest assured, it's coming. Mavely. Mavely is an affiliate opportunity platform. It's just an affiliate platform. Any one of you could go and download the affiliate app, this Mavely app. And it's full of brands like, I don't know, Macy's is on there, Adidas, Nike, like all of these brands. They have affiliates that are going on there to represent or basically sell some of these products on social media through their app. And what we saw in them was technology in links and technology in being able to sign up and become an affiliate that we've never had at our company. If you guys have ever looked at our technology internally, we are pretty bad at building it ourselves. And so when we saw this, we said, let's buy this and incorporate that technology to make our affiliates' lives easier, better, allowing them to get started in the business quicker, and making sure that the links are functioning, making sure that they're able to process those faster and better than ever before. Now, we haven't quite figured out how to work all of that in, but I'm going to tell you, when you come to live in July, you're going to see some of this technology launching in the Nu Skin core. Get ready. It's going to be amazing. The last one that I want to make sure that you guys are familiar with is Life DNA. This is a company that we purchased, majority share in, and it's exactly that. It's a DNA company. Okay. We don't know. I want you to think about this. 40 years of developing the most incredible research and development, engineering on products that impact human wellness, health and wellness, and beauty and skincare. Life DNA is a DNA test that you can take that will tell you your propensities for loss of collagen. It'll tell you your propensity for, I mean, I took the test that showed me, it told me that I'm probably not a good dancer. It says I probably shouldn't play musical instruments. It says that my body doesn't secrete, likely, it doesn't secrete high levels of melatonin, so I don't sleep deeply. It says that I should probably be focused on immune support and taking this supplement, that supplement, and this supplement. It said that I should be on, when it comes to cardiovascular health, be focused on few specific areas. It tells you, based off of your genetic makeup, areas that you should be aware of to make sure that you are living your best life. Now, we don't have the platform, we don't have the technology yet to roll that out in the Nu Skin platform. But you guys, as I'm going to be showing you, it's coming. We rolled out Beauty Collagen Focus, LumiSpa.io, that was sort of 2022. But coming soon, we're introducing a brand new line of products. These are mental health products, which is one of the number one fastest growing segments of health and wellness is mind. It's mental clarity, mental health. And we're going to be rolling out at Live 4 mental health products focused on sleep, focus, stress, and memory. Now, we went through and we started thinking, how can we develop these so that they look, fantastic? And you guys might recognize this packaging right here. You've seen it. This is kind of the packaging that we've got for Beauty Focus. Let me know what you think about these products right here and the packaging. It looks pretty mundane. Well, we wanted to set these apart from everything else that we had done. We wanted the packaging to look beautiful, to look upscale, to look like represent the technology that's gone into these products. And so this isn't the packaging. This is actually the packaging that we'll be rolling out for these supplements. It'll be a complete line of products that will help you focus, that will help your memory, that will help you feel calm and help you sleep deeper, better than you've ever slept before. You guys, these products, if you're wanting to see more of these and hear more about the science and why these products, what these will do for your customers and for your affiliates, you've got to get to Live. This is where we're going to be debuting these and having a preview for these. Now, if you look across the globe, people are seeking opportunity. They're looking for a way to better their lives, to look, feel, and live better, as Ryan always talks about it. And I believe we have what it takes. Now, there's a big part of the globe that hasn't had opportunities like we have in North America, or they have throughout other major markets with Nu Skin. And so we announced just a couple of months ago, in fact, on the most recent investor call, we announced that we were going into India. I want to share with you a couple of slides. One, India, there's 1.4 billion people in India. 1.4 billion, okay? That's massive, okay? Think about this. There's only 330 million people in the United States. There is a huge market here with so much potential. For us to go into this market, it represents I won't go into all the details about how we're going to focus, where we're going to focus, the socioeconomic areas, but we've got to be very particular with how we go into this market, because the government there requires that the only people that can build our type of business model in India are these types of individuals. They have to be overseas citizens of India. They can be persons of Indian origin or non-resident Indians, okay? And this could be second generation. It could be third generation. They just need to be persons of Indian origin, overseas citizens of India, or non-residents of India, people that have immigrated to other countries. And by focusing on these Indians or these demographics, these types of individuals, that allows you to build the foundation right now, so that when we are ready, when we have a good critical mass of individuals that are legally allowed to go and build in India, that we've already got the framework, that we've already got the foundation. Okay. We could go into more detail on this, but there was one thing that was said on stage by one of our European leaders as they were talking about India. He's all you need to know, all you need to remember is one thing, TTIP. That's it, TTIP. And everyone was like, well, what does that stand for? Talk to Indian people. That's it. And I believe here in North America, we have some of the biggest advantages, because the biggest population of Indians outside of India live right here in the United States and Canada. So if this is where if you are the type and if you've built internationally before, this is your opportunity. Get ready. It's coming. There's going to be a couple of phases. Phase one is where we're at right now, where we need to build 500, create 500 new India eligible brand reps in the United States. Or excuse me, not in the United States, but across the globe. But we've got the website and the way that they can certify and say, I am one of these 3 types of individuals that can go build the market. We need 500 brand reps. That unlocks phase 2. And in phase 2, we start the local product manufacturing to manufacture there in India, digital tool set creation, as well as start doing global trainings for these India eligible BRs in their home markets. At this point, we've got to build it up to 1,000 Indian brand reps. And then that'll allow us to go into phase 3, which is office build out, hire and train local management team, and then the launch. We also rolled out a Platinum Elite bonus. I won't go into a lot of detail on this, but I want you to know those individuals, if you're sitting on this call tonight and you're a blue diamond, if you're a diamond, even if you're emerald, I want you to make it your goal to push to get to Team Elite this year, because those individuals that get to Team Elite, those individuals that exhibit growth, they're playing in a bonus pool that has been created specifically for elites that will be the biggest pool that we as a company have ever put together. It will be phenomenal. And this is a place where all of you should strive to be playing in. Now, I want you to know that here in North America, we are creating something to help. This is for the Platinum Elites, right? But when the Platinum Elites are turning and working with their organization, for the Team Elites, when they're turning and working with their brand reps and their rubies and their diamonds and emeralds, they've got to have something for them to push for. And there's a lot at Nu Skin to push for. But I'm pushing to put in place in North America a quarterly bonus pool. Stay tuned for details on that. Now, there's a lot happening right now. But you guys, I believe, we had a pivotal moment for our leaders when we were in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And if you want to feel that, if you want to be a part of that vision of where we're going, you have got to make sure you register for live and be there in person, July 25th through the 27th. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. Some of you have asked, well, I missed the original price for the product or for the registration. A little birdie told me we may be opening it up for a limited time to be able to get that registration again. So when the moment that you see that opening up, you make sure to jump in there and tell everyone to get registered, because this is one of those moments where we're going to be rolling out innovation. We're going to be talking about our technology and those things that we discussed earlier. You're going to see when this DNA is going to be hitting our market, when we're going to be rolling it out. Okay. You're going to be able to get your hands on some of these new products, but more importantly, you coming together with your team are going to solidify the community here at Nu Skin in ways that you can't even imagine. So don't delay. Make sure that you get there. Watch for that. It's coming soon. Now, I want to leave you with this. My wife, she graduated in sociology, okay? And in sociology, there's a theory. It's called the broken windows theory. Now, back in the day, the mayor of New York City, if we have anyone from New York, I want to see it in the comments. The mayor of New York City, this was in the 70s and 80s. New York was one of the most dangerous cities across the US, okay? And I would say probably across the globe. It was one of the most dangerous cities. They saw muggings, they saw violent crime, all of that kind of stuff. But this mayor had this theory. It said, the broken windows theory in sociology says that if you go to an environment where you see broken windows, it sends a message psychologically to the back of your brain that says, nobody cares, nobody's in charge. And you're more likely, it creates more chaos. It creates more, chaos, okay? Disorganization, breeds it. So this mayor said, we're going to clean up New York City. Said, we're going to get rid of the graffiti. In fact, if there was graffiti painted on the subways, they would take those subway cars, bring them in, and have them repainted and immediately get them back out. Repainted, fresh, new, okay? They then went after petty crime. And they said those individuals that are jumping the turnstile, not paying their tickets for the subways, those individuals that were not parking correctly, those individuals that were doing all of these different things, petty crimes, they said, we're going to crack down on those. And as they started doing this, they started seeing that the violent crimes, that the big crimes throughout the city were dropping as well. They were sending a signal that there was somebody there that was watching, that cared. And New York City became one of the safest cities across the United States and across the globe. Now, I would venture to say maybe they need a little bit of that right now. But why do I tell you this story? I tell you this story because I believe that this broken windows theory, it exists in our families, in our homes. It exists with us and how we dress, how we take care of ourselves. but more importantly, it exists in business. And here at New Skin, we talked about, the beautiful painting that's been put together over the last 40 years. At New Skin, I want you to understand there are some broken windows. The website, the technology, that is the brand. We don't have stores. That's what people see. That's what they experience. And there are things there that when people are going through, they're like, this doesn't quite work right. That doesn't quite work right. I want you guys to know. I want you to stay focused on the beautiful masterpiece. I want you to stay focused on the oh my goodness moments. I want you to stay focused on helping people have the best experience with our products and have the most incredible experience with our business. Me, as your new president of the Americas, allow me to focus on the broken windows. I'm going to tell you that to me, this is the concept. This is the big picture that I have instilled with my team, is that we are here to fix the broken windows. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're already doing it. With what we're doing with subscription, you're going to see that take another step forward starting July 1st. We're going to do that with how the websites function. We're going to do that with the customer experience on our apps and through the website. We're going to do that with a brand new affiliate and how they're starting their business, because we believe the experience matters. We believe that every interaction with the company matters. Allow me to be the one to focus on the broken windows. You guys focus on creating those magical moments. You create the oh my goodness moments. And if we do this together, I believe that we can make New Skin and continue this 40-year legacy of painting the most beautiful masterpiece that's ever been painted in all of direct sales. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me here tonight. Someone in the comments, Mel, says sub overrides. Guess what? Multiple subscriptions are coming. Watch for July 1st. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Wen and Eugene. Thanks so much for having me.